I want to say thank you to EcoFlow for powering today's adventure. Hey, what's up everyone? We took a little bit of a break. Sierra wasn't feeling very good over the past couple weeks, so I just decided to spend all my time with her due to her cancer not doing that great. But she's rallied and doing well, and we've actually been going out in our neighborhood, kind of pretty close to our property in northern Arizona, and I've been running across all these beautiful springs and been camping in really lush forests, and it's really impressive to see all this stuff. I mean, this is literally in my backyard. And one of the things that I'm most passionate about, which I haven't posted a bunch on the channel, is the Native American ruins, and I'm finding the most incredible hilltop ruins in my area. And so here's one right here that we're going to visit today. It's a hilltop ruin that took quite a bit of effort to get to. The 4x4 to get there was almost like the trail was like almost non-existent. I couldn't hardly even see it. And so I can tell people haven't been here in a long time. There was pottery all over the ground, artifacts, and all that stuff. And once we get up to the ruin, or actually before we get to the ruin, I'll get some drone footage where I'll explain who these people were, why they were here, what the time period was, and kind of like their story. It's a pretty unique story when it comes to Native American stuff. So I was able to locate this using Google Earth Pro. Google Earth Pro has a lot more just like better definition and better resolution when looking at stuff compared to just Google Maps. So just a heads up, if you want to go out and look for this stuff, that's the resource tool that I'm using to find these incredible ruins. Girl, what are you doing? You breathing better, baby girl? Oh, sweetie. I'm just gonna relax in here with you. I know. Just relax. All right, we got to take a break from the backcountry real quick. Unfortunately, there's a huge forest fire in our area at the moment, and the smoke is so bad to where Sierra couldn't breathe at our place yesterday. So we got a hotel room in town. We're gonna stay here for probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. See if they can get the fire under control and get that smoke out of there, and that way Sierra won't have any problems breathing. So what we have here is the River 2 Pro portable power station from EcoFlow. This boasts a capacity of 768 watt hours and an output of 800 watts continuously. You can also kick on the X boost for output to have up to 1600 watts of power going out, which can essentially run about 80% of all the home appliances out there. There's 4 different ways to charge. You can charge via the wall with an AC plug with alternating current. You can do your car with the cigarette lighter, you can do solar, and then you can also do USB-C, so you have 4 different ways to go. I want to point out something which I think is extremely impressive. Look at how many ports this battery has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this little battery, as far as size is concerned, but it has a pretty big battery capacity. The physical size of this is only about the size of, I'd say, like a large lunch pail, and then the weight of it is 7.8 kilograms or around 17 pounds. It doesn't even feel that heavy. The transportability of this is really nice. I mean, the handle on the back, super big, so it's easy to take this out with you and run around, and it also packs a punch with the capacity of the battery. This power station boasts a LiPo4 battery technology at its core, which provides 3,000 life cycles and 10 years of use if you're just charging it to 0 every single day. And they follow it up with a 5-year warranty, which is essentially half the life of this power station, so you know you're covered in the event of an accident. The link is in the video description. If you're in the market for a power station that, small but mighty, this is the one for you. It's ready to rock, it's good to go, it's got a good price to it, and it's on sale. If you're looking to pair a solar panel with this, I'm currently using the 220 watt panel with this power station. Works great, easy to set up, gets it charged up in just a little over 3 hours, no complaints at all. So thank you to EcoFlow for powering this adventure, and now let's get back to the video. I'm gonna show you our campsite here. We've got the ruin right up there where we're going to go check out here in a second. But look at this view that I have. This is looking into the wilderness area right here. And it's just gorgeous down in there. Whoops, let's go like that. I want to fly the drone over to that knob right there and see if there's a ruin over there as well. Because a lot of these peaks, what it is, it's line of sight with these ruins. And so the high points is where you'll find a lot of them. Like this one right here, well, I can't see it because of the tree. The only mountain that's larger than it is that one right over there. That's 6,500. And this one right here is 6,300. And then camp right here is 6,200. So pretty nice that it's up here this far, but I love looking down into these rock formations down in here and checking all this stuff out. So it's been really pleasant. The weather has just been incredible. And so yesterday we got here probably about 4 o'clock. It was about 70 degrees. Today it's supposed to get to 75, so it's gonna be a little warmer. But we've got the tree parked in the shade right now. And then I can back it up as the sun progresses throughout the day. Just back the truck up and keep it in the shade, and then it stays nice and cool. So right now it's about 65, real pleasant. A little bit of cloud cover, perfect for checking out this ruin. And I wanted to show you real quick what I take with me when I head up to these ruins. We got Sierra chilling in here. What's up, baby girl? What you doing? I take a few like staple supplies with me. So here, let's check it out. All right, so I always take my binoculars because when you're on top of the ruin, you can look around and see if you can see other ones line of sight. I always have my bear spray with me. We are in the area of the country that has the highest mountain lion population in the entire U.S. So we're one of the highest. So you got to make sure to take a pistol with you as well to scare them off. And then I always take my drone and then another camera with a tripod so I can set that up when I'm back in there, you know, or just checking out the ruin and stuff like that. But I'm really excited for this. I mean, these ruins are hard to get to. And this is right on the edge of a wilderness area that is really spectacular. And I found like 4 different hilltop sites so far. And so this is the first one I'm hiking up to. I was gonna do another one, but I didn't realize the hike was so big. That's gonna take like a day to get up to that one. So this one's a good, easy morning trip. Should be up there in an hour or less. Just kind of find my way up. There's artifacts all over the ground out here too. There's big pieces of pottery, huge arrowheads, a bunch of really cool stuff, lots of scraping tools. So there's a lot of activity over here. So I'm really excited to check this out. Trying a bit of a new perspective here with the camera angle. So if we keep going down this road here, it goes down and skirts the wilderness area. There's a little gulch down there. There's actually a little spring-fed creek down there that's flowing. I got drone footage of it. And then the other ruin that's on the hilltop that I wanted to check out, but it's too big of a hike, is way around the corner there. So we'll have to do that another time. What I love is this is all the areas that are really close to my place. So it makes it convenient for me to be able to get over here. And I don't know the route up to this, so we're just going to kind of try to pick our way. And so that's what we're going to do, just eventually find our way up, and we'll be in good shape. This is kind of neat right here. You can see that there's a piece of pottery that has the lip still on it. So it's like a rounded lip, and it's curved. So see how it's curved like that? It's always so interesting to see what's on the interior of this stuff. So a lot of pieces right here. I bet you there's more underneath the ground. And unfortunately, this area has just been kind of hammered with a bunch of cow activity. So a lot of these artifacts like this, which normally would be larger, are broken up just due to inadvertent stepping on the artifacts and stuff like that. There's no secret as to what they were making here. Looks like they were trying to make like the really big arrowhead, or possibly even like a spear tip. But this is not completed. But it's very sharp on both sides. Oh, let's just sit right there. A lot of artifacts you see are like this size, especially when it comes to pottery. It's just considered like a pottery shard. And so this is obviously like a scraping tool to help process food, all the good stuff. Another scraping tool right here. So real nice razor edge on that. And then more pottery, and then more pottery. Another piece of pottery right there. There's a little tiny one right there. So it's all over the place. It's just unfortunate that a lot of the pottery has been hammered so hard because of the cows that are coming through the area. Some more pottery. This is like a piece of bone or something. This little tiny arrowhead, or attempted an arrowhead. And essentially, the ruins right up there, and then there's a wash that comes down, and there are all these artifacts in the wash. Different types of, like, you know, stone cutting tools. I notice this one right here, this is extremely sharp on the edge. So that's been worked. You can see there's just, oh, here's a piece of pottery, that's pretty big. So right there. So lots of stuff here on the ground, like all these stones that you see that are like white in color that are around here, look like they've, majority have been worked. Y'all see my truck? It's that little speck right there. So the story of the Native American culture that was in this area is pretty interesting. It's called the Prescott Culture, and it was from 600 AD to roughly about 1400 AD. And it included human-speaking descendants of the archaic Hokan tribe who traveled down the Pacific Coast region and then east into the Colorado River regions. And this is part of their legacy that they left behind. Now, looking down on the ruin here, I'm going to freeze the frame here and show what I think are interior rooms so you can see some of the structure. It's a little bit hard to make out, but as we fly over it here a little bit more, you'll see the rooms kind of become a little bit more apparent. So it's thought that these were not for necessarily defensive purposes, but more for religious ceremonies, gatherings among tribes, and then, or among the tribes people, and then also too for families to show their power. So here's another angle looking from the other side, and then there's one more room, or one more, I guess, structure, which has a couple rooms in it right here at the end. And all of these ruins that I'm finding are all on these hilltops and looking out over some of the most incredible landscapes, and they've all got line of sight, and so you can see some of the other ruins from these areas. There were two eras from 600 AD to 1000 AD. They built pit houses, and then from 1000 AD to 1400 AD is the Chino Era, where they built these monuments in the sky. What a beautiful hilltop location. It looks like this is divided up into two rooms right here. You got a front room. There's a kind of a little bit of a wall here, which has fallen down over the years. Right here, it goes across. Then you have a secondary room. Looks like this was a bigger of the two. Let's go up in here and see if there's, see if I can see anything on the ground as far as more rooms. No, it looks like this is just one big one. And these are huge boulders to use. It's always harder to find ruins made out of this material as opposed to like the typical sandstone that you'd see, like the orange colored rock, you know, or I guess lightly tan if you want to call it that. This is all volcanic rock, and it's so much harder to stack because it's not all flat. And so getting all these and putting all of them together, in my opinion, is much harder as far as constructing it compared to the other type of stone material. So you can clearly see there's a defined room or something that was here. Could have just been a step up too, who knows. But there was something that went out this way and came back. Gosh, it'd just be so cool to see what this was like during its heyday. And look at these views. I mean, this is, you know, looking into the wilderness area. All those amazing rock formations down there. There's springs all over this place. There's actually a spring right underneath us. And so they could get their water and it wouldn't be an issue. And I think also too, you know, it's widely accepted that, you know, 1200 years ago, when this was really going off around here, or 1300 years ago, I guess, there was just more water. You know, it was just a wetter climate at that time before the big drought hit. So the reason why a lot of these areas were vacated and people just got up and left was because a huge drought hit out here and they just didn't have any natural resources and couldn't survive. So they all migrated north up into Colorado and Utah and kind of dispersed from this area for a while and left behind these amazing ruins. And the only thing that's a bummer is if you see, you know, you see cow patties in here, and unfortunately there's a lot of, you can see a lot of it. And so what happens is with the free range cattle, they come in here and they don't mean to do it on purpose. It's just accidentally, of course, but they knock these walls over and stuff and cause a lot of damage on the ground. Cause like you can tell here that there was kind of like a natural barrier, but then also some stones put in place. And so there was probably like a little bit of a shelf here, but it's just been, you know, hammered by the cows walking in this area for so long. And same with over in there, it looked like there was like a little bit of a round structure, but a lot of it has just been degraded with all the cow traffic. So let's go up into this one here. This is kind of like the main portion of the ruin. And got little steps that come up. Wow. Wow, look at this. You can clearly see the different rooms in here and the walls that go across. Looks like there could have been another something right there. Clearly an outer wall right here, and then looks like maybe another room, and then an outer wall over there. And then, oh no, actually, this is all interior because there's this outer wall here. I didn't see that earlier. Wow, this is like one big circular room that goes back and goes around this way and then comes around over here. These walls are just amazing. Wow. All right, so here's the south-facing wall. And like I said, it's so much harder to make walls out of these type of rock because they're not all flat. They're all different sorts of shapes, and so it makes it real difficult to work with. But as is typical with a lot of ruins, you'll see the sloughing of the materials kind of downhill just over the eons. But that's what happens to all these ruins. Like the walls at one point, you know, obviously were standing straight up, and they all kind of fall over as things start to decay. We are right here on the edge of this incredible wilderness area. I'm certain there's got to be more ruins down in like those rock formations down there and stuff, and like down over in these that are like, let's see where they are, like right up in there, and then also too over in the thumb butte over there, or I don't know what that's called really. Wow, I didn't even notice this. I didn't even notice this from the air, but there's definitely more platforms down here that go down the hillside. And it looks like there's probably a little bit more evidence of stone structures over there. So the effort to build these structures is always what is so impressive to me. It's just insane to think about. This is amazing. All right, I think our time here is up. I got to go back and check on Sierra, make sure everything's cool with her. One thing I did want to point real quick, when I'm here looking at stuff, I just see more and more things. I know it's been degraded a bunch, but this area here looks to have been leveled, and like there's a little bit of a wall that was built that goes around like this right here, like this way. It's real kind of hard to see, but it is stacked rocks right here and all that stuff. So there was a lot more here than what we see at the moment. And I just love being in area of the world to where I can come see this stuff all the time. And this is my backyard. I mean, this is about 30 miles from my place. The 4x4 to get here is just awesome. And, you know, it's so cool. I'm sitting here walking along the ground and I'm like, oh yeah, I wonder what this is. And you pull it out, you're like, yeah, big old scraping tool for the native folks. So it's just, you know, what this does, this just makes my imagination just run wild. And I just love coming out here. So we've got like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have like 5 more ruins that I know of that I want to check out this summer. And then we'll probably find more along the way. So we've got a lot more to check out. But we're going to jump back to the truck and pack up and then roll out. Just walking out here and I saw more curved pottery with a lip on it. So that's pretty cool to see. It looks like that might have had some blue on it. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting piece of pottery there. I'd really be interested to see the rest of it, to see what that was.